Chris Eubank Jr. has turned heads with a fierce new look in training camp, a bold statement of intent ahead of his much-anticipated clash with Conor Benn. Every punch, every movement screams focus, determination, and a clear hunger to dominate. It's a sign that Eubank isn't just preparing, he's coming to make a statement. But Conor Benn isn't backing down. Far from it. Benn enters this clash battle-hardened, fresh off a grueling training camp where he's pushed himself to the edge. He's gone all in. Every rep, every round, every drill has been about one thing: victory. He's not just aiming to win, he's on a mission to take over. For Benn, this isn't just another fight. It's personal, it's high stakes, and he's ready to bring the fire. In a rare moment of diplomacy, former British boxing hero Michael Watson expressed his admiration for both fighters. While he acknowledged the sheer talent and determination of each man, he refused to pick a side, saying, "They're both exceptional. I can't choose. I'll be watching like everyone else, expecting fireworks."
The pair of them, they're my boys. They call me Uncle Michael. In due respect, that's what they call me. It's amazing how things work out. They're two talented boys, and we prepare them all the best. That's what I can do. I'm from Uncle Michael.
Who do you think wins?
It should be a great fight. I can't pick a favourite.
I knew you'd say that.
I am on neutral terms.
You'll be watching it on TV.
I certainly will be. It should be great.
His words only add to the sense that this is more than just a boxing match. It's a night of pride, legacy, and perhaps redemption. Former cruiserweight world champion Tony Bellew also shared his thoughts on the fight, offering a mix of critique and insight. In his view, this fight could have been even bigger, a potential world title bout between two of Britain's top names. Bellew believes both fighters were rushed into separate title pursuits when the real move should have been to face each other for gold. "Listen," Bellew said, "these two had the chance to make it massive. Conor could have gone after Mario Barrios, and Junior could have taken on Lau. But the smart..."
Listen, these two, let's be brutally honest, these two had the opportunity to face for a world title. Conor could have fought Barrios, and Eubank Jr. could have fought Lara. And if the clever people around them have just gone to them, "Listen, hey, hold your jets here. This is ridiculous. Why do you want to go and fight for a world title? And you could get beat. You could lose, get beat up,
right,
really bad." And let me tell you, them world titles will still be there after they've faced each other, depending on how they lose. To be honest, I mean, like I said, there's so much more to lose for Eubank Jr. than there is for Conor. And I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that the only reason Eubank Jr. will win is because of size, because it's not. This is a fight, in my opinion, of two halves. The first 6 rounds will belong to Conor Benn. He will not be able to keep Conor Benn off for 6 rounds. If he is able to absorb what Conor Benn is able to dish out for 6 rounds, the fight then turns in his favour, because the second 6, that's when size does.
Move would have been to settle the score first. Those world titles would still be there afterward. Now the stakes are even higher, especially for Eubank Jr. Bellew didn't shy away from the tactical breakdown either. In his eyes, this is a fight of two distinct halves. He sees Benn as the aggressor early on, with his explosive and unpredictable style potentially overwhelming Eubank in the first 6 rounds. Conor's best shot is early. He needs to do damage in those first 6. If he doesn't, he won't be able to keep Eubank.
I don't think Chris Eubank Jr. is the best boxer. I actually think he's a better fighter than he is a boxer. Technically, he's not very good. I don't know where he gets off on thinking he's the second coming of Roy Jones Jr., because he's not. And as for Conor, he knows what he is. He goes in and he lets his hands go. And he's reckless and he's wild and he can be explosive and dynamic. All of them things he's going to need in this fight, Chris Eubank Jr. And he's going to need a little bit more as well. He's going to have to be rough, rugged, and he's not going to be able to stop and let up. I think his only chance is winning in the first 6 rounds, if I'm being totally honest. And I think Eubank really comes into play after 6 rounds. I think that's when, if he can wear him down and get rid of him.
Eubank off him for long, Bellew warned. The size and strength advantage of Eubank Jr., Bellew argued, becomes a major factor in the latter rounds. If Eubank can absorb Benn's early onslaught and weather the storm, the tide will turn in his favor. The second half is where it gets interesting, he said. That's when size, endurance, and ring IQ matter more. Chris is the bigger man, and if Conor doesn't close the show early, Eubank will wear him down and take control. Bellew also commented on the stylistic contrast between the two. While Benn brings relentless pressure and raw energy, Eubank Jr. is more of a fighter than a pure technician. He may not be the most polished boxer, but Bellew believes his physical edge and ability to brawl in close quarters will give him the upper hand, especially as the rounds drag on and fatigue sets in. As fight night approaches, the anticipation continues to grow. It's a high-stakes collision, with legacy and pride on the line. Two men, two styles, one brutal grudge match. And in this clash of titans, there's no room for doubt, only the will to win. Who takes it? Eubank or Benn? Drop your predictions in the comments. This one's going to be a war. hris Eubank Jr. has unveiled a fearsome new look ahead of his clash with Conor Benn, and it's turning heads for all the right reasons. Gone is the playful persona. What remains is a
What do you make of Eubank versus Benn?
You know, I'm not 100% sold on the winner, but I'll probably head towards Chris on points.
Why?
Just size-wise, Conor's small. Yeah, I think Chris might rob a punch win, if that makes sense. I think he'll jab, I think he'll be cagey on. I think that's his style now. You know, he's not the Chris of old where everyone makes out he's fucking loves a fight and ferocious and got this big high work rate. I think he's very cagey, jabs and holds a lot. And I think he won't give Conor a chance.
Chiseled physique, a cold, steely glare, and a focus that screams destruction. This transformation isn't just about the body. It's a total mindset.
Destruction. This isn't just a physical transformation, it's a mindset shift. No smiles, no distractions, just pure intensity. In the gym, his no-nonsense attitude speaks volumes. Every movement, every glare, every round is a warning. Eubank Jr. isn't just showing up to win, he's showing up to dominate. And from the look of it, he's ready to go through Conor Benn to prove a point. Does the look match the outcome? Can Eubank Jr. back up this energy under the lights, or will Benn shock the world? Drop your take in the comments.
So I just think that all the variables, and you look at who's done what and who's the bigger, stronger man and who's got the experience at world level, you're gonna have to say Chris Eubank Jr. He's fought Groves, he's fought Billy Joe Saunders, he's been in there and beat off at Abraham, James DeGale, former IBF super middleweight world champion. He beat him. So he's performed at a better level and proven that at a higher weight, he kind of belongs around the world, sort of the world level status, where Conor Benn hasn't done anything. He's done nothing. Make no mistake, yes, he banged out Chris Algieri, who was a former champ, and he looked good doing it, but it was a way past his best Chris Algieri. I was working the commentary team for him alongside Roy Jones Jr. when Billy Joe Saunders fought Canelo Alvarez, and Chris was saying to me, I'm not in the gym, I'm not training, I'm not interested in boxing anymore, I'm going to concentrate on my punditry. About 6 months later, I'm seeing getting knocked out by Conor Benn. I thought, what is going on? Why do these fighters do it? Obviously, some of them need the bunts. But yeah, if I'm going to pick who I think is my immediate favourite for this fight, I'm going to say Chris Eubank Jr. based on everything I've just told you.
Overhaul. In training camp, there are no smiles, no showboating, just business. Every punch he throws, every round he fights, every minute he grinds in the gym tells the same story. Eubank Jr. is coming to dominate. The vibe around him is unmistakable. He's locked in, laser-focused, and ready to do serious damage. He's not here to edge out a decision or put on a flashy performance. He's here to make a statement. The intensity radiates from him, whether it's the cold way he moves in sparring or the glare he throws at the mirror between sets. Everything about Eubank Jr. right now says one thing. He's ready to go through Conor Benn. Not just beat him, but break him.
Eubank fight over in the UK. Conor Benn and Eubank, both pretty big names, but Conor going up 2 weight divisions, really. to take that fight? You're smiling. So what do what's your take on that one?
I'm just smiling because, like, I met Conor Benn. Like, he a cool ass dude.
He is.
He's very cool. Like, everybody talk about how mean he is, but like every time I ran into him, he was always like a really cool dude. He always showed me like good energy. But truthfully, with that fight, I think that's a hard task just because of Chris Eubank. He's like a guy with subtle boxing skills. Like, you ain't really noticing how like good he is, but he's a pretty good fighter. So I think it's a hard task. Good luck to Conor. I can't really give you an answer on how the fight will go, but I'm rooting for Conor.
This version of Eubank isn't thinking about the past or looking for validation. He's thinking about war, and the battlefield is the ring. But here's the real question. Does the look match the outcome? We've seen fighters look like beasts in training before, only to come up short when the lights hit. Can Eubank Jr. back up this energy under the bright lights, in the heat of the moment, with Benn charging at him? Because make no mistake, Conor Benn isn't coming to play it safe. He's aggressive, he's explosive, and he's got something to prove, too. This fight isn't just about skill, it's about pride, pressure, and purpose. For Eubank, it's a chance to silence critics, reclaim his name, and prove he's not just a name from boxing.
Really interesting to think, to be honest with you. I mean, Conor's going up for 2 weight divisions. He's not fought anyone like the people that Eubank Jr. has fought, at his own weight, let alone 2 weights above. So it'll be very interesting. But Conor has a huge self-belief and drive, to be honest with you. A drive like his dad. The Benn family, I've never seen a family with more drive and determination. So I think everything's pointing at Chris Eubank Jr. But I think I might have a sneaky few quid on Conor, to be honest with you. His drive and his confidence and his self-belief is something that I've only ever seen in a handful of people, and he's going to need that. And I think that might be enough against Eubank.
Boxing royalty, but a force in his own right. For Benn, it's about breaking through, taking out a bigger man, and showing the world that heart and hunger can trump legacy and size. We're on a collision course with chaos. 2 fighters, 2 paths, 1 ring, and no room for hesitation. So now we ask, can Eubank Jr.'s intensity and physical transformation translate to dominance when it matters most? Or will Conor Benn do what many doubt he can? Shock the world and take out a man who looks more ready than ever? The look is there. The talk is heating up. All that's left is for these 2 warriors to step inside the ropes and settle it. Drop your prediction in the comments.
You've got 2 different styles. You've got an aggressive Conor Benn style, and then you've got a boxer in Eubank. So, it'll be a technical fight. Is a shorter guy, stronger guy gonna push him back? Or is the guy who's the taller guy and who's more of a better boxer, is he gonna outbox Conor? So it's hard to tell, you know what I mean, who's gonna win that?
I just think Conor Benn's gonna win. Too young, too fresh, and although, listen, Eubank, it took a lot for him to come back after getting viciously knocked out by Liam Smith, to come back and beat Liam Smith.
Will it be Eubank's cold fury or Benn's explosive fire that wins the night? Chris Eubank Jr. has revealed a fearsome new look in training camp. Sculpted, focused, and locked in like never before. His chiseled physique and icy, steely stare send a clear message. He's not just preparing for a fight. He's preparing for destruction. But this transformation runs deeper than muscle. It's a complete mindset shift. There are no smiles, no distractions, and no time for showmanship. Eubank Jr. is dialed in with a no-nonsense attitude that speaks louder than any words. Every punch he throws, every step he takes in the gym, every glare, it's all a warning.
I just think the fight's happening at the right time for Conor Benn. I think the fight's happening at the right time, and I favour Conor Benn in the fight.
Yeah.
I think Eubank Jr. is good for boxing. Genuinely, I think Chris Jr. is good for boxing. I think that if he was promoted by a Frank Warren or an Eddie Hearn back in the day when he turned pro, he would be an even bigger star than what he is now, because of how he is. He's funny, like he's quite funny, isn't he, Eubank Jr.? He speaks well.
Chris Eubank Jr. has unveiled a
He's not coming to win on points. He's coming to dominate. The energy around him is different. He's intense, calculated, and seemingly ready to walk straight through Conor Benn to make his point. For Eubank, this isn't just another matchup. It's a mission. He's done talking. He's done entertaining. Now, it's about making a brutal statement under the lights. But here's the big question. Does the look match the outcome? Can Eubank Jr. channel this ferocity into the kind of performance that puts the division on notice? Or will Conor Benn, the ever-explosive underdog with something to prove, flip the script and shock the world? Because
there's nothing to suggest, and this is nothing against Conor, he's coming on, there's nothing to suggest Conor can deliver because no one's seen him in a title fight at Southern, English, British, European. And looking at his last performance in America or two that he had while this was going, there was nothing to suggest you could beat Eubank Jr. Now you look at Eubank Jr.'s resume, yes, it's 35, 36, but he was in the World Boxing Super Series against George Groves, speaks super minute. He went to Turkey and knocked out Yildirim. Then he ragdolled James DeGale round the ring. He's got the experience, and when he's motivated and focused, we've seen what he did to Liam Smith. I think Eubank Jr. just
Chris Eubank Jr. has
Benn isn't coming to play it safe either. He's fast, powerful, and dangerous when underestimated. He knows all eyes are on Eubank, but that's just how he likes it. This fight isn't just about power or technique. It's about pressure, pride, and presence. The kind of presence Eubank Jr. has been radiating throughout camp. Still, we've seen warriors look unbeatable in training, only to falter under the spotlight. Will this be one of those moments? Or is Eubank Jr. really as ready as he looks? One thing's for sure, when that first bell rings, all the talk ends. Does Eubank's cold focus lead to domination, or does Benn bring the fire that burns through the storm?
Tough fight for Conor. Not saying he can't win it because one big left hook could change anything. But to me, his best chance are to try to land a big shot. If that don't happen, or if he lands it and it don't hurt Chris, then it's gonna be really, pretty rough for him because Chris is definitely an improved fighter. You understand me? And like even the stuff he's doing now, he's gonna continue to get better. But I think when he came down there with me for that year, it improved his foundation. You understand me? So it made him a better fighter.
Drop your take in the comments. This one's personal, and it's going to be explosive. Chris Eubank Jr. has emerged from training camp with a fearsome new look, cut, cold, and carrying an intensity that's impossible to ignore. His chiseled physique and steely-eyed focus speak volumes. This isn't just about being in shape. This is a total transformation, a shift in mindset. No smiles, no distractions, no wasted motion. Just raw determination. Inside the gym, it's all business. Eubank Jr. isn't just going through the motions, he's sending a message. Every punch thrown, every round completed, every glare at his reflection carries weight.
I know what, fights are won and lost on the scales. I know what he can do when you're tight for weight. I know how difficult it is when you're tight for weight, and unless you're around both of them, listen, there's pluses, there's pros and cons in that, and it really is such a 50-50. It really is. I mean, the ferocity of Conor Benn is could be overwhelming for Eubank, but Eubank, listen, he's fought the better opposition in his career. But I think he's not the most active of guys either, and he's getting on a little bit. It's a 50-50, man, but yeah, I think the weight will suit Conor Benn, and therefore I'll give him the...
The message is clear. He's not just showing up to win, he's showing up to destroy, to dominate, to walk through Conor Benn and prove a point under the bright lights. But as fierce as he looks, the question remains, can he back it up on fight night? Because across the ring, Conor Benn isn't coming to play. He's known for his relentless, aggressive approach, and he's not intimidated by Eubank's size or legacy. Benn has been putting in serious work of his own, preparing with laser focus and pushing himself to the limit. He sees this not just as an opportunity, but as his moment. And make no mistake, Benn is dangerous when he's got something to prove. While the look and the energy from Eubank Jr. are undeniably impressive, Looks don't win fights. Execution does. And Benn's intensity could be the exact kind of pressure that disrupts Eubank's rhythm. Still, Eubank isn't without his own advantages. His experience at the elite level, his composure under fire, and his physicality give him tools Benn hasn't yet faced in full force.